So hi everybody, my name is Dawn here, I'm the Park Operations Coordinator for Hashawha Environmental Center. And today I'm kind of out and about in the park a little bit, just checking on the trails and enjoying the day, quite frankly. And I thought some of you guys might like to come along and see. We have a lot of really cool spring wildflowers coming up right now, a lot of things happening outside in nature. And I just thought it would be fun to take you guys along. So let's see what we can find along the trail today. It's always so cool to come through the woods and see a beautiful splash of color like this. So this is a poppy, it's a celandine poppy. Some regions it's threatened, so regionally a little bit threatened. We have plenty of them here at Hashawha. As you walk along our trails, you can see these quite prominently. Very cool little plant. Native Americans used to use this one. They would use the dye from the celandine to make the sap. They would use it to make a yellow dye. So pretty cool, interesting little plant. It likes to grow near streams and in woody areas, hence the name woodland poppy. And then over here, these are Virginia bluebells or cowslip. Or another name for them is lungwort. They resembled to the early settlers a plant from England that looked a lot like what they had at home, so they called it lungwort. There are some reports that it was used by Native Americans as a remedy for lung conditions, but of course not medically proven, and it's just kind of anecdotal stuff. But a lot of bees, long-tongued bees, since it's bell-shaped, use this as an important nectar source. So very cool, very beautiful little plant hanging out here along the Vista Trail at Hashawha. So on my hike, I was heading down Half Car Trail and spotted this little beauty growing out of a rotten log of all places. This, get in a little closer so you can see, this is rue anemone. And a little bit toxic, so enjoyed as all things in the park where it is, but you can see a pretty white flower with that whorl of green leaves around the base. That's how you identify rue anemone. Has been used in the past as a remedy for gastric issues. Not something I would recommend trying, but a very pretty, very delicate, beautiful little plant growing along Half Car Trail. So I am walking along Half Car Trail, and just to let everybody know, we are in the process of remarking some of our trails here at Hashawha in order to make them a bit more user-friendly. And I would like to share with you, it's not wildflower related, but I would like to share with you why we call this trail Half Car Trail, why we picked that name, why our master naturalists, our volunteers at Hashawha have picked that name. So this is our half a car on Half Car Trail. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, all of Hashawha was basically farmland. And so it was broken up into several different farms. And one of the stories that goes along with this car, we think it's a part of an old Buick, actually. One of the stories was that a young man came to the door trying to sell cars at one of the farms. And if you've ever hiked Half Car, you know it's a pretty steep incline. And the gentleman that answered the door said, "Son, if you can get that car up the driveway, I will buy it from you." So the young man put the car in reverse, floored it, and brought it right up to the front door for the gentleman. And he bought the car, and it's still here at Hashawha. There's part of it, and there's more of it up there. We could pull it out of here, but it's kind of one of those fun stories here at Hashawha that kind of gets passed down from staff member to staff member. And it's a little habitat for some of the critters here on Half Car Trail. So hiking up the boundary trail along Big Pipe Creek, and I happened to spot one of my favorite flowers. They've been in bloom for a while, but right here, this is called a trout lily. And they get the name trout lilies because you can see it as a lily, as a member of the lily family. And you can see these purple and green mottled leaves. Kind of look like a brown trout, so that's where they get the name trout lily. And it's this beautiful little delicate flower kind of hiding in the leaves. Turn it just a little bit, really gently. You can see lovely color on the outside. We joke here at Hashawha, we are lucky enough to have trout lilies everywhere. We call it the trout lily capital of the world. So if you walk along our trails, the leaves, the purple and green leaves, are very, very easy to spot along the trails. You just have to keep your eyes open for a little flower peeking out. So again, we're walking near Big Pipe Creek, and I came upon some cut-leafed toothwort. Now it's a little earlier in the day and the flowers are closed up right now, but usually they're open and they're an important nectar source for shorter-tongued bees. So it gets the name cutleaf because, as you can see, the leaves have those kind of sharp angles to them. The leaves look like they've been cut. The toothwort part comes from the roots themselves. They send out like these tooth-like projections underground. So cutleaf toothwort. Another name for this plant is pepperroot, because the root has kind of a spicy pepper taste to it. Indigenous people would use that in their cooking. So this one is only up from April to early May. After that, pretty much goes dormant after it reproduces. But a lovely little plant along Big Pipe Creek. So pretty much any trail you walk up here at Hashawha too, you might see these delicate little flowers. They are Virginia Spring Beauties, or my personal favorite common name for them, fairy spuds. And these, first of all, like I said, widespread. They grow in a variety of habitats, but they do have a little potato-like tuber. Native Americans used to enjoy them. They have, apparently, I've never eaten them. I don't eat things out of the wild unless I'm sure what they are. But apparently they have a chestnut-like flavor to them. So if you look along, this is the Backbone Trail, you can see that it's fairly populated with these beautiful little flowers. It's like walking along a fairy path. So it's pretty cool on a very beautiful spring day. So walking along the trails, looking for some more wildflowers, look who I happen to find right at the middle of your screen. You can see black and gold stripes. He is hanging out, hoping his camouflage will deter me. So he's probably gonna bolt if I get too much closer. But it's a garter snake, even chilly. You can kind of see, there's his face a little bit out front there. You can kind of see him. It's a little chilly out here, but he is up and moving around, not too fast, because I feel like he would have bolted if it were a little warmer out here. But he is out here looking for frogs and insects and all that goodness, hanging out under the leaf litter. So again, not a wildflower, but you can find anything out here if you look. So we're gonna go ahead and go on our wildflower walk and let him chill out. So here's a plant that you're probably familiar with. You just don't realize it. If you take a look at it, you might think, oh, those are violet leaves. It looks an awful lot like a violet. And actually right here, this is a violet. Its leaf is a little bit different. And of course it's got that purple flower. This, though, is wild ginger. And if you move the leaves aside, you can find a little ginger pot under there. Neat little wildflower. But yeah, that's the spice, again, we use in cooking that we are used to seeing in our kitchens. That's what it looks like in the wild. And it just cracks me up. It's identifying plants sometimes can be a bit like being a detective. And of course, ginger would grow, at least around here, right next to the violets. So you have to do a double take every now and then and figure out which one you're looking at. So, but that was a cool find today. A little ginger pot hanging out under there. So that about does it for today's wildflower walk. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are planning to visit Hashawha, do know that our trails are open. You're more than welcome to come out. We just ask that everybody practice good social distancing. Make sure at least 6 feet apart, give each other some space on the trails, no groups of over 10. You can find a trail map on our webpage, Carroll County Recreation and Parks. And make sure you bring plenty of water, plan your trip, make sure you know where you're going before you head out. If you're looking for a good app to learn more about wildflowers, my personal favorite is Seek, S-E-E-K. It's great. You just kind of scan over what you want to identify and take a picture of it, and it tells you what you're looking at. It's a pretty accurate, pretty cool little app. So check that out. Come on out. It's springtime. It's beautiful. Check us out. So hope to see you on the trail soon. Bye.